The story of Montreal begins in 1642 on the shores of the St. Lawrence River. This river, a vital artery of trade and exploration, would become the lifeline of the new settlement. French settlers, led by Paul de Chomedey, Sieur de Maisonneuve, arrived with a vision. They were driven by a sense of purpose and a dream to establish a new society in the heart of the New World. They aimed to create a new society, a beacon of Christianity in the New World. Their faith was the cornerstone of their mission, guiding their every step and decision. They called their settlement Ville Marie, in honor of the Virgin Mary. This name reflected their deep religious convictions and their hope for divine protection and guidance. This small colony, facing harsh winters and the constant threat of Iroquois raids, was the humble beginning of what would become Montreal. The settlers endured extreme cold, food shortages, and the ever-present danger of attack. The settlers' determination and resilience laid the groundwork for a city that would overcome countless challenges to thrive. They worked tirelessly, building shelters, cultivating the land, and supporting one another through the toughest times. Life in early Ville Marie was difficult. Every day was a struggle for survival, with settlers facing numerous hardships and uncertainties. The settlers were few, and the land was unfamiliar. They had to learn to navigate the dense forests, unpredictable weather, and the challenges of farming in a new environment. They relied on their faith and each other to survive. Their sense of community and shared purpose was their greatest strength. Gradually, they built homes, a church, and a fort. These structures provided not only physical shelter, but also a sense of stability and hope for the future. They established trade with the indigenous people, who taught them how to navigate the land and its resources. This exchange of knowledge and goods was crucial for the survival and growth of the settlement. Despite hardships Ville Marie endured, it became a hub for exploration and a center for the fur trade, attracting new settlers and expanding its reach. The fur trade brought wealth and new opportunities, laying the economic foundation for the future city. The small colony on the St. Lawrence was slowly transforming into a bustling center of activity. New buildings were erected and the population began to grow. The settlers of Ville Marie faced constant danger from the Iroquois Confederacy, who saw the French as rivals for trade and territory. The threat of attack was a daily reality. The Iroquois, skilled warriors and strategists, launched numerous raids on the settlement, testing the courage and resilience of the French. These conflicts were brutal and often devastating. Despite the threat, the French persevered, building stronger defenses and forming alliances with other indigenous groups, like the Huron and Algonquin, who were also enemies of the Iroquois. These alliances were vital for mutual protection and support. These alliances proved crucial in the survival of Ville Marie, demonstrating the importance of diplomacy and cooperation in the face of adversity. The settlers and their allies worked together to defend their homes and way of life. The early years of Ville Marie were a time of hardship, but also of hope and determination. Each new day brought challenges, but also the promise of a better future. The settlers' dream of a new society in the New World was slowly taking shape, built on faith, perseverance, and the forging of new relationships in a new land. Their efforts were beginning to bear fruit. Their efforts laid the foundation for a city that would grow to become a major center of commerce, culture, and innovation. The seeds they planted would eventually blossom into a vibrant and dynamic metropolis. The story of Ville Marie is a testament to the human spirit's ability to overcome adversity and build something lasting in the face of the unknown. It is a story of courage, faith, and the relentless pursuit of a dream. Long before the arrival of Europeans, the island of Montreal was home to indigenous peoples who thrived on its rich resources and strategic location. These early inhabitants had a profound understanding of the land and its offerings, which allowed them to develop a sustainable way of life that endured for millennia. For thousands of years, various First Nations groups, including the Algonquin, Huron, and Iroquois, inhabited the region, leaving their mark on the land and its history. Each of these groups brought unique cultural practices, languages, and traditions that enriched the tapestry of life on the island. These first inhabitants were skilled hunters, fishers, and farmers, living in harmony with the natural world and developing complex social structures and belief systems. Their knowledge of the environment was passed down through generations, ensuring the survival and prosperity of their communities. Understanding their story is crucial to understanding the complete history of Montreal. Archaeological discoveries and preserved artifacts provide a window into their daily lives, spiritual practices, and societal organization. The St. Lawrence River, a vital waterway for transportation, trade, and sustenance, played a central role in the lives of the indigenous people. This mighty river was not just a source of food and water, but also a lifeline that connected various communities across vast distances. The river teemed with fish, providing a primary source of food, while its banks offered fertile land for agriculture, allowing for the cultivation of crops like corn, beans, and squash. These crops formed the basis of their diet and were integral to their way of life. The river also served as a highway, connecting different indigenous communities and facilitating the exchange of goods, stories, and ideas. Canoes glided along its waters, carrying not just trade items, but also cultural knowledge and traditions. The relationship between the First Montrealers and the St. Lawrence River highlights their deep connection to the natural world and its resources. This bond was reflected in their spiritual beliefs, which often centered around the reverence for nature and its cycles. The arrival of Europeans in the 16th century dramatically altered the lives of the indigenous people of the Montreal region. The newcomers brought with them new technologies, goods, and ideas, but also conflict and disease. The French, seeking furs and new territories, established trading posts and settlements, disrupting traditional ways of life and introducing new diseases that decimated indigenous populations. The fur trade became a central aspect of interaction, fundamentally changing the economic landscape. Despite the challenges, indigenous peoples demonstrated resilience and adaptability, engaging in trade with the newcomers and forming alliances to protect their interests. These alliances were crucial in navigating the complex dynamics of the new colonial world. However, the arrival of Europeans marked a turning point in the history of the region, leading to significant cultural, social, and political changes for the First Montrealers. The blending of cultures created a new, albeit often tumultuous, chapter in the history of Montreal. The story of the indigenous people of Montreal is one of deep connection to the land, rich cultural traditions, and resilience in the face of immense challenges. Their ceremonies, crafts, and stories continue to be a testament to their enduring spirit and cultural heritage. Their legacy continues to shape the city's identity, reminding us of the importance of acknowledging and respecting the history and contributions of those who came before. Modern Montreal is a vibrant mosaic that still reflects the influence of its first inhabitants. As Montreal moves forward, it is essential to remember and honor the First Montrealers, their enduring presence woven into the fabric of the city. Their contributions are not just historical footnotes, but living elements that continue to inspire and inform the present and future of Montreal. The fur trade emerged as the lifeblood of early Montreal, shaping its economy, society, and relationship with the indigenous people. This trade was not just a commercial activity, but a complex web of interactions and dependencies that defined the region's early history. The demand for beaver pelts, prized in Europe for their warmth and luxurious texture, fueled a lucrative trade network that connected the St. Lawrence Valley to the fashion houses of Paris and London. These pelts were transformed into fashionable hats and garments, symbolizing status and wealth in European society. French traders, eager to capitalize on this demand, established trading posts like Ville-Marie, which quickly became a central hub for the fur trade. Ville-Marie, now known as Montreal, was strategically located, making it an ideal spot for trade and interaction between different cultures. The pursuit of fur brought wealth and influence to the colony, but it also came at a cost, impacting both the environment and the delicate balance of power between the French and indigenous peoples. The environmental impact was significant, as the relentless hunt for beaver led to the depletion of local populations, altering ecosystems. The indigenous people, with their intimate knowledge of the land and hunting techniques, played a crucial role in the fur trade. Their expertise was indispensable, and their participation was essential for the success of the trade. They trapped beaver and other fur-bearing animals, exchanging their pelts with the French for European goods like metal tools, firearms, textiles, and alcohol. These goods were not just commodities but symbols of power and change, influencing indigenous lifestyles and social structures. While this trade initially seemed mutually beneficial, it led to overhunting, depleting beaver populations, and disrupting the delicate ecological balance. The overexploitation of resources highlighted the unsustainable nature of the fur trade, foreshadowing future environmental challenges. Furthermore, the introduction of European goods, while desirable, had unintended consequences. fostering dependency and contributing to social changes within Indigenous communities. These changes were profound, affecting traditional ways of life and altering social dynamics. As the fur trade flourished, Montreal's population grew, attracting skilled artisans, merchants, and laborers who contributed to the colony's expanding economy. This influx of people brought diverse skills and knowledge, enriching the cultural and economic fabric of the city. The influx of people led to the development of infrastructure, including wharves, warehouses, and workshops, transforming the once modest settlement into a bustling center of commerce. These developments laid the groundwork for Montreal's emergence as a major economic hub. The wealth generated by the fur trade also funded the construction of churches, schools, and hospitals, laying the foundation for Montreal's future growth as a major urban center. These institutions played a crucial role in the community, providing education, healthcare, and spiritual guidance. The fur trade, while ultimately unsustainable, played a pivotal role in shaping the city's early identity and setting the stage for its future development. It was a period of dynamic change and growth, leaving an indelible mark on Montreal's history. The legacy of the fur trade in Montreal is complex and multifaceted. It is a story of economic prosperity, cultural exchange, and environmental and social challenges. It brought economic prosperity and spurred the city's growth, but it also had lasting consequences for the environment and the Indigenous people. The fur trade's impact is a reminder of the interconnectedness of economic activities and their broader implications. Understanding the fur trade's impact is crucial to comprehending the dynamics that shaped early Montreal and its evolution into the metropolis it is today. The trade's influence is evident in the city's layout, architecture, and cultural heritage. The echoes of this era can still be felt in the city's streetscapes, its architecture, and its cultural tapestry, reminding us of the interconnectedness of history, economy, and society. Montreal's rich history is a testament to the enduring legacy of the fur trade and its role in shaping the city's identity.